So one of the jumps I made in my life was I quit my job and I became a professional storyteller. I know it's weird. I had cards made up, a website, everything. That was my job. I would tell people, I would write stories and see who would pay me to come tell them. Talk about a hard sell. I would go to chamber networking events. And people would raise their hands and they'd give their pitches and their infomercials, and I sell copiers, and I'm vice president of the bank, and their fancy suits and their fancy cars, and I'd say, I'm a storyteller. And they'd go, oh. Isn't that nice? And they'd give me a look like they weren't sure whether to congratulate me or pet me. I'm going to tell you, it's not glamorous being a storyteller either. For years, I got paid in things like chicken. Sweet tea and chicken. It's hard to put a chicken breast down the tube over to ATM. I tell you, I didn't get the fancy hotel rooms. I got the Motel 6s after they washed the blood splatter off the walls. I once stayed in a room, it still had the yellow body tape outline on the floor. So I paid the maid $5 to take a picture of me laying in it. I sent it home to Mama with a note saying, won't be home for Christmas. She didn't think that was very funny. And I'd get some looks, and don't feel sorry for me, I'm used to them. That was the same look that I got from my daddy when I told him that I was going to quit the family business and go tell stories for a living. Now, he's a loving man. He didn't say anything negative. He just clenched his jaw, and I could see him crunching the numbers he'd spent on my education. And he got that look. He said, bless your heart. You're an idiot. And sometimes I'm not sure whether he's taken that look off his face yet or not. But that's okay. Because I learned a long time ago, I'm not here to please the world. But it makes sense I'd be a storyteller, even though Mama says, I don't know what to tell people you do. I said, let's put things in perspective. I have a sister who's got an aerial view of Graceland tattooed on her back. My brother thinks Bin Laden is posing as his shift supervisor over at that Golden Corral. And I'm the disappointment. But it makes so much sense that I would be a storyteller. Because I believe in the power of words. Words have great power, and they're free. Words have great power to build people up or crush them in a matter of moments. And we underestimate the power of our words to make a difference, because sometimes all we have is our words. I believe in the power of stories. I believe, as a speaker anyway, that my audiences have enough information. They're on information overload. I believe that people need someone to come along and help them process that information. That it's not what you say, it's how you say it, how you wrap it. Stories are a highly effective and powerful way to wrap your truth and your information. I believe that people don't know you till they know your story. They say now, whether they are right or not, never really met them. They say that knowledge is no longer power, but that connection is power in today's world. That people crave human connection. And if you have the ability to connect with people, it will serve you well. And I believe that to be true. I believe there is great power in your story. Even if you think it's not fancy. Maybe you didn't climb Mount Everest, or hadn't been caught on fire or won an Olympic medal. I believe there is somebody waiting to hear your story because they are sitting where you have been. And hearing your story will allow them to find their way out. Don't ever underestimate the power of a story.